Have you ever wondered how something as simple as a bamboo stalk turns into the smooth, sturdy sheets of plywood you see in furniture stores or construction sites? Today we're going to take a deep dive into the fascinating journey of bamboo, from the moment it's cut in the field to the final, polished plywood board. And trust me, the process is a lot more interesting and high-tech than you might think. Before we get started, if you're into seeing how everyday materials are transformed by some seriously cool machines, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments what you'd like to see next. Let's start at the very beginning, the bamboo forest. Bamboo isn't just any plant. It's one of the fastest growing plants on the planet, with some species shooting up more than a meter in a single day. That's not an exaggeration. There are time-lapse videos out there that look like they're on fast forward, but it's just bamboo doing its thing. This rapid growth is one of the reasons bamboo is considered such a sustainable resource. It can be harvested every few years without damaging the environment. Unlike hardwood trees that take decades to mature, when it's time to harvest, workers select bamboo poles that are typically around 90 millimeters in diameter. These are cut down to manageable lengths, usually about 2.5 meters each. The cutting itself is pretty straightforward. But what happens next is where things start to get interesting. The freshly cut bamboo poles are brought to a processing facility where the real transformation begins. The first step is slicing the bamboo into strips. This isn't done by hand. Machines equipped with star-shaped blades make quick work of the tough bamboo, pushing each pole through until it's split into long, even strips. The width of these strips can be adjusted by swapping out the blades, depending on what the final product will be used for. Once the bamboo has been sliced, the strips are stacked up and moved along to the next stage. At this point, they're still pretty rough. If you've ever seen the inside of a bamboo stalk, you know it's not exactly smooth. There are nodes, that tough green outer skin, and sometimes even a bit of leftover leaf. So the next step is planing. This is where machines shave off the outer skin and remove the internal nodes, leaving behind clean, uniform strips. This planing process is repeated as many times as needed to get the strips down to the exact dimensions required for plywood production. One thing that's easy to overlook is just how sustainable this process is. All those shavings and offcuts from the planing stage, they don't go to waste. Instead, they're collected and either turned into particle board or used as fuel in biomass power plants. That means less waste and more green energy, which is a win-win for both the factory and the environment. Now, with the bamboo strips planed and ready, it's time for one of the most important steps, sanding. This might sound a bit boring, but it's actually crucial. Sanding ensures that each strip is perfectly flat and smooth, which is essential for the next stage, gluing and pressing. If the strips aren't flat, the glue won't bond properly, and the final plywood could end up with weak spots or gaps. But before the strips are glued, there's another step that might surprise you: color sorting. Not all bamboo is the same shade, even if it comes from the same forest. Some strips are lighter, some are darker, and for certain applications, like high-end furniture or decorative panels, consistency is key. So machines equipped with cameras and sensors quickly sort the strips by color, grouping similar shades together. This is followed by a visual inspection, where workers check for any defects or irregularities that the machines might have missed. Once the strips have passed inspection, they're ready for gluing. A layer of adhesive is applied and the strips are grouped together, either vertically or horizontally, depending on the type of plywood being made. These groups are then tied together and sent to the hot press, which is where the magic really happens. The hot press is a massive machine that applies both heat and pressure to the glued bamboo strips. The pressure can be intense, sometimes more than a ton per square meter. This not only bonds the strips together, but also helps to flatten out any remaining imperfections. After a set amount of time, the press opens up and out comes a large, solid panel of bamboo plywood. But the process doesn't stop there. For thinner panels, the strips might be arranged horizontally before pressing, creating a different look and feel. And for even more variety, there's a method where the bamboo strips are crushed to expose their fibers. These fibrous strips are then cooked, crushed again, and woven together before being pressed. The result is a unique, interwoven bamboo board that's both strong and visually striking. After pressing, the panels are separated by shade from light to dark, and any defective boards are removed. This attention to detail ensures that only the best panels make it to the next stage. At this point, you might be wondering, why go through all this trouble? Why not just use wood? Well, bamboo has some unique properties that make it ideal for plywood. It's incredibly strong for its weight, naturally resistant to pests, and as we mentioned earlier, it grows back much faster than traditional hardwoods. Plus, the finished product has a distinctive look that's hard to replicate with other materials. We're not done yet, though. The next step is all about customization. Some panels are milled into beams or rods using specialized machines. Others are cut down to standard sizes, usually about 244 centimeters by 122 centimeters, which is the industry standard for plywood sheets. And finally, there's packaging. Each piece of bamboo plywood is individually wrapped in plastic to protect it from moisture and damage during shipping. The panels are then stacked, wrapped in cardboard, and secured with plastic straps ready to be sent out to customers around the world. So, the next time you see a piece of bamboo plywood, you'll know just how much work and technology went into making it. From the forest to the factory, every step is designed to maximize efficiency, minimize waste, and create a product that's as beautiful as it is sustainable. Now, let's take a step back and think about the bigger picture. Bamboo plywood isn't just a product, it's part of a much larger movement towards smarter, more responsible manufacturing. As more people become aware of the environmental impact of their choices, materials like bamboo are stepping into the spotlight. It's not just about being green for the sake of a label. It's about making real changes that add up over time. Consider this. Every time a builder or designer chooses bamboo plywood over traditional hardwood, they're helping to reduce deforestation. They're supporting a supply chain that values rapid renewal, efficient land use, and minimal waste. And they're encouraging innovation in an industry that's often slow to change. That's a lot of impact for something that starts as a humble stalk in a field. But bamboo's story doesn't end with plywood. Around the world, people are finding new ways to use this versatile plant. In some places, bamboo is woven into mats and baskets using techniques that have been passed down for generations. In others, it's being turned into textiles, paper, and even biofuels. The same qualities that make bamboo great for plywood, its strength, flexibility, and fast growth also make it a natural fit for all kinds of creative uses. Let's not forget the human side of the story either. The bamboo industry supports millions of jobs, from farmers and harvesters to factory workers and engineers. In many rural areas, bamboo provides a reliable source of income and helps keep traditional skills alive. At the same time, modern factories are creating new opportunities for skilled labor and technical innovation. It's a rare example of an industry that bridges the gap between old and new, local and global, if you've ever worked with bamboo plywood. You know it's not just about the material itself, it's about the possibilities it opens up. The panels are easy to cut, shape, and finish, which means you can get creative without worrying about splitting or warping. Whether you're building a custom bookshelf, a kitchen countertop, or a piece of art, bamboo plywood gives you the freedom to experiment. And because it's so strong, you can use thinner panels without sacrificing durability. There's also something satisfying about knowing the story behind the material you're using. When you run your hand over a finished bamboo surface, you're feeling the result of a process that's both ancient and cutting edge. You're connecting with a tradition that goes back thousands of years, but you're also part of a movement that's shaping the future of design and construction. Of course, no material is perfect. Bamboo plywood has its challenges too. It can be sensitive to changes in humidity, and not all adhesives are created equal. Some cheaper products might use glues that aren't as eco-friendly as you'd hope. That's why it's important to look for reputable manufacturers who are transparent about their processes and committed to quality. If you're ever in doubt, ask questions or look for certifications that guarantee sustainable sourcing and safe manufacturing. As we wrap up, let's revisit the journey one more time. From the moment a bamboo shoot breaks through the soil, it's on a path that's shaped by both nature and human ingenuity. It grows fast, drawing carbon from the air and turning sunlight into strong, flexible fibers. It's harvested with care, processed with precision, and transformed by machines that blend brute force with delicate control. Every step is a balance between efficiency and craftsmanship, tradition and innovation. By the time a sheet of bamboo plywood reaches your hands, it's already traveled thousands of miles and passed through countless skilled hands. It's been cut, planned, sanded, sorted, glued, pressed, finished, and packaged, all so it can become part of something new. Maybe it'll end up as a sleek kitchen cabinet, a sturdy workbench, or a piece of modern art. Maybe it'll inspire someone else to think differently about the materials they use. So next time you see bamboo plywood, remember, it's more than just a building material. It's a story of growth, transformation, and possibility. It's proof that with the right mix of tradition, technology, and creativity, we can build a future that's both beautiful and sustainable. Thanks for sticking with us through this deep dive into the world of bamboo plywood. If you enjoyed this look behind the scenes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What other materials or processes are you curious about? Let us know and we might feature your suggestion in a future video. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep looking for the stories behind the things you use every day. Because sometimes the most ordinary materials have the most extraordinary journeys.